Now we feel better. Now we can call the meeting to order since we've got everybody here that we required. Anyway, I will call the meeting to order. The agenda in front of you, is there any additions or corrections?
Correction would just be the oath of office, changing it from the, park boards to EDA.
Yep.
It looks like we used that template for all oaths of offices, so the last time it was used, it was for the both members.
Just happened to catch it, so. So with the correction that the oath of office will reflect the EDA membership as opposed to the park board as shown on the agenda or the document. Any other corrections? If not, do we have a motion to approve? So moved. Is there a second? Motion's been made in second. Lindsay?
Aye, yes, approve.
Sarah? Aye. Brian? Aye. I am an aye also. Motion has adopted. Regular minutes of Wednesday, March 17th.
I think maybe just one correction. I was not present at that meeting. I was actually sick, so.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve with that correction? I will make that motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Lindsay. All in favor, say aye. Lindsay?
Aye.
Sarah? Aye. Brian?
Aye.
And Rich will be aye. Motion's passed.
Almost voted.
You can, if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, monthly financial report. Dylan, I'll let you take that over.
Okay, so for the financial report, I've been told by Kim that all loans are current. The Zumbrota Vet Clinic abatement, we'll see a next payment in July for that one. And the other notable item would be the Midwest Livestock TIF should be coming out this summer. She said she should start seeing it maybe in May, and then I'll be reporting in July. That is it.
Any questions? Comments? Now, do we have a motion to approve the accounts payable?
I'll make the motion. We approve the accounts payable.
Motion's by Brian. Is there a second? Second. Second by Sarah. All in favor, say aye. Lindsay?
Aye.
Sarah? Aye. Brian?
Aye.
Rich is aye. Public hearing? None. Visitors to the board? Looks like none. Old business. The ZM EDA collaboration update. You remember this was a potential class that I was coordinating with Michelle Jench from the school to formulate and found and develop a class where one of her business classes would work closely with the EDA and try to bring students a little bit closer into the process. And excuse me, she and I have been in contact for the past year trying to set this up, and she's extremely interested in doing it. This past year with the COVID, it just didn't work, and I talked to her briefly last month, and she again is still very, very interested in doing it, but just doesn't feel that she's got the time with the COVID, and now it looks like the high school is going to be going into about a 1.5 year construction. So there's a lot of unrest and turmoil and uncertainty with that. So she wants to hold off. So this is something that probably a year from now, we can maybe revisit. I don't know how we keep it on the agenda. We don't need to keep it every month, but if there's some way that we can revisit this, say, January of next year and get the ball rolling again, and I can reach out and see if she's continues to be interested. But like I said, she thinks it would be something that would be right up the alley of what her class teaches. And, but there's obviously going to be a lot of new curriculum that would have to be written and stuff. So I just wanted to update the board that it's probably going to be on hold for a while. Any questions on that? Okay, new business, oath of office, but our new member is not here.
Nope, just table that until next meeting.
Okay, we will table the oath of office for the new member. B, Visitor's Guide 2021. Brian or Dylan, you want to address this?
Yeah, so a little over a week ago, we started receiving the visitors guides that Ryan was working on for the past couple months, and we've received upwards of 10,000. We have commitments of some to avenues like Explore Minnesota for about 1,500 visitors guides. We've given away, I believe, 5 to 6, 7 boxes ourselves. So we have maybe 2,000 to 3,000 that we've given away at most, but over the next couple of months, we're going to be doing things like delivering them to other visitor centers, other places of interest, any place that could take a visitor's guide, and hope to get these out by this year, because next year they'll theoretically should be more. So with that said, if anybody has creative input on places or people they know could take or distribute visitors guides, that'd be more than welcome. But yeah, they're pretty nice. If you want one, I can get you one. Otherwise, they're here at the city, or I can deliver them. Any fun stuff like that.
If anybody's going on vacation, take some with you
And
and drop them wherever you
have
go.
to give me a box. I'm going to Wisconsin this weekend, so. I can.
You know how many are in a box?
180,
180 in a
Yep.
box, okay.
and it's pretty heavy too. So yesterday I was delivering them downtown. I'll carry it for you. Yeah.
Did you guys get some at the bank to put out on the?
We did.
You need more?
We'll let you know, yep.
Is there a plan to get them to the rest areas and such? I know that was one thing we had really stressed and talked about when Ryan was here, that we wanted them at those various rest places when people were coming into our state and traveling throughout. That was our main reason why we had that Explore Minnesota logo on there.
Yeah. Well, first thing that would need to be done is just to see what rest stops are feasible in a day trip or an afternoon trip, and then allotting the time to schedule it in.
Well, and through Explore Minnesota, that's where those requests for 1,500 of them came from. A lot of those, I believe, are rest areas. They just make the request. So we're kind of debating, do we mail them because of these heavy boxes, or some of the closer ones might take a little trip someday and just drop off boxes at these places rather than spend the money on postage to mail it. I mean, those boxes are heavy.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we could call out to ask for volunteers to distribute, like retired people who wouldn't mind taking a day trip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Dave Grimshude's been doing a lot of that. He's brought some to Rochester, and he's doing a lot of that himself as well. But yeah.
I think, he's taking 2 boxes. I think the only problem is they're heavy, so he only takes a couple pamphlets at a time to deliver to someone. So then we don't know how many people get or how many more they need. But he's been to Rochester a few times with them.
But it could be more, we need them, this is where we need them to go.
Mhm.
Hey, Wayne Radke, could you,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Maybe he's there.
Sure,
Yeah.
it's a good idea.
I'd be interested in doing that too, someplace, take a day trip, but can you, like if I say, all right, I'm gonna be going towards point X. Can I just drop them off? Or do I have to get permission? Or, I mean, like if I stop at a rest stop, going up plaques or something, how would I know that I can just give them to the people or set them on the table or?
The only information I have on this is from Dave, and he says if you see books, you can put books, but otherwise, if it's in a gas station, he usually just asks someone, but he's never met someone who cares. As long as there's space, nobody, it's less likely if somebody wants to put it on their countertop if they're not from the area, but if they have, a stand or something.
Sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about rest stops so much, but private businesses then
Yeah.
probably ask. And some of the rest stops are staffed too, where there's somebody around there, so.
Well, if you have a spot, like Sarah's got a good idea. I would be interested, so.
Yeah, we've got a whole list of areas that requested a bunch, so.
These are really nice. I guess, I know Lindsay and I think Dave Starr were on the committee, but they kind of came up fast. I didn't even realize he was this far along with them. Did you, Lindsay?
No, I had no idea until Pete stopped at our store and dropped off a handful for me. So, but I do think that it would be a nice gesture if our committee could put together, I don't know if City Hall has them around, but just a thank you note for Dave. I think Dave ended up putting a lot more time and energy into it than we as a board probably ever anticipated him doing. Because I don't think that we ended up providing him much information. I think he just took it and ran with it. So I don't know if that would be something that we could just all sign off on a card or maybe just personally pay our thank yous to him. But I think that would be a nice gesture.
I agree. And I didn't know if maybe Ryan was doing more in the background, but yeah, you're right. We met and it's like we had a few things that we came up with ideas, but all of a sudden it's done. And it's like, wow, and it's done well, thank goodness. But I was hoping that somebody was going to, be the contact person and maybe do a little bit of coordinating, but it's been a good project. It should be really well received, I hope. So as far as the thank you, is that something the city does or?
Should we put it in the paper, like a thank, like they do for birthdays or whatever, and,
Yep.
I think you would like that. If it said, thanks for all the work that you did on
And maybe
kind of tell a great community member, something.
Or
He did a lot of work. He didn't do anything. No.
Oh.
Sorry, but
He was involved at the end, just trying to make sure that Dave had everything that we were requesting.
And I don't know, along with that thing in the paper, if somehow, a picture of the front or something so people understand and know what you're talking about, just, it's going to cost more for an ad, I'm sure, but, or if we've got a city reporter, maybe they can do some sort of a little blurb, a little article.
Yeah, I think the other thing we check is if they haven't already have it in there already, but if they do or don't, we can put an ad of what it looks like and then a thank you to Dave with it.
Okay.
Or all involved.
Okay, anything else on that? Thank you for everybody that's worked on it. Okay, C, new business. New business ownership recognition and award. I asked to put this on the agenda. I know we've had a few businesses that have changed hands, like Grover's and Busby's, and we've gotten, I think, a couple of new businesses. And I didn't know, in the past, we've usually given out a plaque, and I didn't know if that came from this agency or if it came from City Hall or what, but, and I don't know if we give those plaques out once a business has just been sold as opposed to creating a new business. So I thought I'd ask to put it on the agenda and see if it was something that we did or want to do or have a discussion on and just see where we're at.
Do we have owners' names on those plaques? Or is it just the business name?
I believe it's just the business.
I don't think we've done it for ownership changes, new businesses for sure,
I
but
got one when I started Serendipity, but I didn't get one when We
Yeah.
started the groups.
Because typically it's just, oh, you didn't? We can get you one.
It's okay. But I was just, because that was kind of a name change and
Yeah, I could see if there's a name, if there's a change of ownership and a name change, I guess that makes sense. If it's just a change of ownership, I think those plaques, like Miranda said, it just says the business name on them. So to do another one probably wouldn't be, but I know we missed a few. And we just caught up, Paul from Dwell just got his
That was
last
Ziva meeting.
and he's been
last
around
month.
for what, 2 years?
2019, yeah.
So, yeah, we've got some catching up to do, so we can look into that, see what new businesses are here, what ones are coming, and we can kind of keep on top of that. And then we'll look back and see on these name changes too, if we should do anything with that, We've got the big one, of course, the Grover's is now Flagship, I believe. They were gonna change the name, I believe, so maybe that's one that we would do, but
What about the Chrysler? Is that? I mean,
yeah,
was-
that one changed to I'd, and I don't even know if we got one out there. I'd have to check and see if we got one out there for the Chrysler business at all in the first place. So that'd be another good one.
Okay.
Yep.
And I didn't know. That's why I just thought we should,
Yeah, no, it was a good question. We were scratching our heads when they were like, oh, yeah.
Well, it's one of those things that can get lost in the shuffle real easy and with different employees and stuff. I want to make sure we don't miss anybody. Anything else on that? Okay, reports. Zimbrota Apartments update.
The newest thing to report is just in the past week, we scheduled the groundbreaking ceremony for it. That will be on May 3rd. More on that is they want some people there, but not too many for COVID reasons, but just have some city representation there for that ceremony. Yep.
Right, so yeah, if we would definitely like some EDA representation. You're pretty involved in that process as well, so Rich, if you as the chair want to be there for the gold shovel and a hard hat, which will be provided,
I'll,
or
if
whoever.
I'm there and I just stand in the background.
And we will have Tina and Sarah there too, because Tina and Sarah work really closely with the Keller Bartman to bring this thing here. So it'd be myself and Dylan, Tina, Sarah, the mayor. I already told him to write a speech, so, and then whoever else we think.
I mean, I can be there if you want me to. Just make sure I know times and stuff and where and.
Yeah, well, the EDA was a big part of bringing them here, with the TIF funding and all that stuff. So it'd be nice to have some representation.
I can email you too, but it's 10 a.m. on the 3rd, but I'll email you a reminder as well. More on that update is a name for the apartments is still to be determined. We gave them a list.
We should be getting that like pretty quick here. I know they sent out an email a while back.
I've been racking my brain to try to think of something cool for that, but
I know
it's too bad it's Bitter Creek under it because that just doesn't, it could be Bitter Creek
Yeah.
Apartments or whatever, but it can't be because it's Bitter Creek.
Mhm.
This is not, I don't want to live at Bitter Creek.
They got some ideas. Andy said that he would get back, I thought this week with what they figured the name was going to be. So.
He asked me a long time ago and I said, I wish I could think of something. I just can't.
I know.
don't know.
Yeah, I thought the name, I thought I heard it from him, but Bridgeview, I thought was one of the,
We don't have we have Bridgeview Farms in town, right?
Kim Van?
Yes, and we have the bridges up the road, so that can't be. We'll see what they came up with. It's gonna look, well, you've seen the rendering, so it'll have the bridge look on it. But yeah, so groundbreaking. They're a little leery of big groups right now with all the COVID stuff. So Dylan will get a hold of Republican Eagle, of course, the News Record here in town, and then maybe KTTC or one of those TV outlets as well, because it's a big deal for small community to have a building of that size and coming into town, so.
Well, the last time one was built, it was what? When was the towers
The
built?
towers, oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
it's a long time since we
Yes.
had anything.
Yeah. Years.
Probably more, yeah.
40 years.
I remember riding my bike by.
Yeah.
Little kid.
What, is there anything that you can share as far as the other potential sites that they're looking at, or not yet?
So what they want is for this apartment to fill up, because that's how they determine interest. Even if we give them quantitative data on interest, that shows that it should probably fill up.
Yeah.
And they're taking a wait and see approach. But most recently, I relayed to them some information about other potential sites that they requested specific info on. But I don't think they're going to start a next project pretty soon until that one fills up. Because they have other projects too in a few surrounding cities. They're finishing one in Red Wing. They're doing one in Cannon Falls. So they have a lot on their plate.
But they're interested.
They are interested still,
If
yeah.
we come up with sites, we pass them along and they can take a peek just to see if they would be interested. So.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Seems to have been good people to work with and
Yes, very good.
seem to have a good product. We've taken a look at it, so it's been impressive.
They've submitted plans and they're in plan review as of yesterday. Tom took them, so. They said Tom said he'd turn around in like 3 days, so we'll see. And on May 3rd, they are going to, and we'll do the groundbreaking at 10 a.m. and they're going to have equipment on site at by noon, he said. So. Oh, and they've leased the parking lot across the road, the one up behind Nielsen's, for 2 years, I believe, for the duration of the project. Oh, no, it's a full year. I can't remember what he said, a year and a half. They're going to have their job trailers over there and they're probably going to request to close the road right there because they have direct access then to the site. So we got to visit that yet, but that's good because that's a great spot to have their job trailers. You know, otherwise they would have been on the road on, you know, West Avenue or wherever. So we're hoping to avoid a big closure there. There'll be times when that'll have to be closed or half of the road will be closed, but yeah, things are coming together quickly now.
Yeah, it's exciting. Okay, moving on. Covered Bridge Festival update.
This one's more short and sweet. We had our first meeting just 2 or 3 weeks ago with the festival committee. The Covered Bridge Festival will be on the 18th if you're unfamiliar. And then in the next few weeks here, we're going to be going from preliminary planning to formalizing some things like vendors and going over our revenue list from build up from last year, I heard Kim say. So just getting that ball rolling more.
The 18th of
September.
They asked me to book a band and have a street dance, and I did that. So
Yeah.
I'll need help creating a street dance because I have never done one before and
You're going to have one for, I mean, it's part of Covered Bridge that weekend?
the VFW doesn't want to do it.
Okay.
So
Wait, oh, so yeah, because they usually did their own and then we brought in another band. So this one is is this one on your own? Or is it something that,
no, they couldn't find anybody that wanted to throw a street dance. Like
Okay.
it used to be the snowmobile or the firemen.
yeah.
And they didn't want to do it. So I said that I would, but I will probably need some help with that. But I did, a band just reached out, a really good band reached out to me and said, hey, we have September 18th open. Can we come and play? And I went, hey,
It was
works
meant-
perfect.
Yeah, it was
because,
meant to be.
And they're one of the favorite ones that we've had that people really like. So
Good.
they're other cities. So
I know they did it in the parking lot there the one year out in front of your place.
yeah.
Many
So I
years
don't know
ago,
if
that
that's
was-
the best or to close the street and do it there or. we'll have to
Well, yeah,
talk
I
about
think
it.
the parking lot and the street were both closed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know how, I mean, hopefully by September, most people will be vaccinated and we won't have all these issues, but, so
Cool.
I think it should be good. But they said, if you have a tent, then we don't have to worry about rain, because they'll still play. They don't care. So I said, well, we'll see if that's in the budget. And of course, we can pay for it, but just to see what the committee thinks, and yeah. Getting a flatbed and all that stuff.
As time goes
Is there
on.
gonna be will there be a parade too that night?
No, I've been told, and it's just a 1-day festival too, I guess. I don't, it was it the whole weekend previously?
Nope, yes, it used to be the whole weekend. As I understand it, yeah, just 1 day, no parade. And I guess we are having a band available, so that's gonna be great. I think they were thinking pretty much in the park. I don't know if the Arts Council will do the arts thing up in East Park. I haven't heard anything on that yet, but one thing I do know is it's the Sheriff's Posse dinner that night too, the prime rib dinner that they do out at the 4-H building. And I believe they've been in contact with them too, just to make sure, there's no conflict or and I think it'll work out well, because about the time they're coming out of their dinner, there's going to be a whole bunch of fireworks going on, so. Or they can all come out and watch. It'll be a good spot out there to watch fireworks too, so.
That was gonna be my next question. There is going to be fireworks.
Yes.
Yep. Still got the credit for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say more than normal, maybe. I don't know.
That's what I asked that question too. I said, geez, we should have double the show now.
Yeah.
Nope, doesn't work that way, so.
Oh, it doesn't?
Nope,
Oh,
we just have been carrying the credit.
He just called this week too, to inquire again. Fireworks guy.
okay, good. Report C, nursing home and lots north of ZM School. That was, again, something that I asked to be put on. Just driving around, I noticed that there was this fence up around the lot across between the nursing home and the school. And I thought, oh, is St. Francis finally building their addition? And I asked Dylan, and no, it's just basically a staging area for the school construction. So if you're wondering, it's more information for you to digest. Anything on that, or any questions, or anything more, Dylan?
No, that's the only other thing I wrote down, because I wasn't sure what area you were talking about, is across the street to the north. If you see some workers there, there's going to be some sewer work done in the upcoming months. And that's at the nursing home right there. So activity on that corner.
Okay, anything else? Members? One thing, how long are we planning on doing these remote meetings?
Council's been back for months. They all meet in person here. So up to you as a committee.
What's your feelings on it? I mean, I've been vaccinated. Sounds like Brian's been vaccinated. You guys have been vaccinated. You? Half? You're almost done. Lindsay, have you been shot yet?
I will not be taking the shot.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
No,
How do
but
you-
I've had COVID, so hopefully I still have the antibodies.
How do you feel about meeting in person again?
I'm good.
So the only other member would be Dave?
Dave and Danny.
Oh, Dave, yeah, the new one that I haven't even seen yet.
She'll be fine.
So do we want to just go with the next meeting, which would be May? Or do we want to still offer the option of a remoteness?
It's easy to set up. We can always offer the option.
That's what I like, is just the option. So let's say, I'm on vacation in May in California, which I leave on the 21st. I don't know if but I could still do the meeting remotely from California. And so I just like that option, but I plan to be in person from now on.
Okay.
Why don't we just say that we'd rather have you come, but if you can't, there's the option.
I think that's a good idea. I guess I also think that at a certain point, we have to just bite the bullet and say, we're going to have the meetings. I mean, are we going to continue to always offer remoteness?
I think that's kind of the trend now.
Is it?
Mhm.
Have that discussion at council too, whether we offer the option to join the remote meeting or if we just are recording the meeting and then post it later.
No, I think it's, I mean, I guess we could communicate and say, like, you're going to, on vacation or, you know. So you could.
Oh, onesie, twosies, but for, yeah. Yep.
I know in the winter, it was harder for me to get here in the morning, so it was nice to be able to just do it from remotely.
Yep.
But
And it may, the option may not always be available. I know they were looking at the law or the statute for remote meetings, and it is in effect still for a while. But at some point, elected officials, I don't know if that carries through to appointed officials too, that you'll have to meet in person at some point again in order to vote. You know, not that you can't join the meeting and listen in, but yeah, for now it's still in effect. So
Okay. I guess the only difference is that if we have remote members, we have to take roll call votes.
Yep.
Which it's no big deal, but it's nice to see everybody face to face too. But, okay, anything else? Lindsay? Okay, meeting's
Sorry,
adjourned.
people are coming in and out, sorry.
Yeah, pay attention.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, meeting's adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
See, that building permit isn't on the table.
no, it's done, paid for.